and welcome to another episode of Spotlight on Stage, where we shine a light on theatre across Greater Manchester. I'm Michelle Eagleton. I am here every Monday bringing you the latest theatre news, interviews with stars from the stage, and of course telling you what is on at the theatres across our fair city this week. This is where you find me, so if you're new to the show, a great big hello. Thank you for joining us, and if you are making a welcome return, well, we have got a great show in store for you. I have been chatting with a guy who is starring in an absolute musical classic that is coming up very soon. But first up, we're going to kick off with some news from the theatre world. And I can tell you, we've got a very special lady making her way back to Manchester. Yes, I am talking about Alexandra Burke. She is back, but this time she is starring as Morticia Addams in the Addams Family, the musical comedy. I think this is great casting. The whole family are there, including Leslie Joseph. You might remember her from Birds of a Feather, and Clive Rowe as well is in there. He's been on lots of West End stages in things like The Prince of Egypt and Sister Act, the musical. Now, this is coming to Lowry this year, so not too long to wait. It's coming in the summertime. It's going to be here from the 12th to the 16th of August. And if you haven't caught it before and you're a fan of the movie, the TV show, this is jam-packed with all the hilarious bits that you know and love about the Addams, plus some brilliant music. Tickets are on sale right now. Well, staying with the Lowry as part of their celebrations for their 25th birthday, they have announced Gods of Salford. Now, this sounds really exciting. It's a collaboration between Lowry and Not Too Tame, which is a theatre company based in Warrington, really known for their innovative productions. And this really is going to grab you because it is, of course, reimagining Greek myths, but this time in modern day Salford. It's going to be high energy, a real theatrical adventure, and it's performed by 25 young people from the city. So a brilliant opportunity for emerging actors, and also some actors you will recognise as well, because starring as Zeus is Anthony Quinlan. You'll have seen him from Hollyoaks, London Kills and Doctors, and also Laura Harrison is going to be playing Hera, and she has just finished playing Standby Elphaba in Wicked over in the West End. If you want to catch it, it's only on for 2 performances, and that's on Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th of April. Yes, some great things coming up as part of those celebrations for their 25th anniversary. I'll keep you posted on any more announcements from Lowry. But let's move over to the Palace Theatre, because Mary Poppins is flying in very soon. In fact, the 9th of April. She's going to be here until the 17th of May. Of course, it is a musical classic, and I wanted to find out just what we can expect. So the best thing was to catch up with one of its stars, and he is the ultimate in musical theatre. He's performed on Broadway, in the West End, and now at Manchester's Palace Theatre. He's going to be playing George Banks. Who am I talking about? The wonderful Michael Xavier.
Came to Manchester about a year and a half ago with My Fair Lady, and the audiences were incredible, and everyone keeps saying, just wait till we get to Manchester, wait till we get everyone's really excited to get there, because we know the audience is going to absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a joyous musical, and it's a real classic. What do you think's made it stand the test of time?
Well, I mean, it's about family, and I think that's something that, you know, everybody has, and everyone's got a very personal, individual relationship with family, and I think that ultimately is the thing that kind of is the thread through the entire production, through the entire show. Of course, we've got, you know, the magic of Mary Poppins and Bert with his, you know, it's all singing, all dancing, which is incredible. And our 2 leads, I have to say, Stephanie Jones and Jack Chambers, are absolutely worth the ticket price alone. They are incredible. They're so good.
Well, let's talk about you, though. I mean, they're incredible, but George Banks, he is the main man, you know? He's the one that kind of like kicks it off.
Well, I mean, it's quite funny because when I was auditioning for it, Cameron McIntosh, we did the final audition day, and he came around from around the table. He called me back into the room, and he came around and he put his arm around me and he said, "It's George's story, it's all about George." And I was like, "You never see George on the poster." But it ultimately is, it's George's kind of character arc, they say, his transformation from this stressed, miserable man to back to what Winifred, his wife, fell in love with. I think as well, a lot of it's always quite useful, I think, to point out that this is based on the book of Mary Poppins, not the film. So sometimes people come with an expectation of it being like a carbon copy of the film, because obviously we all know and love the film so much. But there are some changes, some different characters you don't see in the film. But I think that's great, because I think it adds a new element to it. People think they know what Mary Poppins is, and then you come and see it and you go, oh, actually, there's all these extra trimmings, if you like.
And there's nothing like live theatre and seeing it come to life before your eyes. And you said it's magical. I mean, spectacularly, really, with some of the visual effects that you've got. I mean, the ending for me, I don't want to give too much away, but it's pretty special, right?
Yeah, the visual effects, considering this was 20 years old, it's amazing that they still look as fresh as they did then.
And that's why Mary Poppins is great, because on loads of levels, whatever age, you can come and see the show and have a great time. And I think, children's maybe first experiences of coming to the stage with this musical. Are you seeing that? What's the reactions been from the audiences?
Yeah, we really do see a lot. It's such a huge age range. You get the youngest kids to the oldest people, and I love that. And it really does touch everybody as well, because the kids love the magic, and they love obviously the kids in the show. I mean, the two children in the show, the Jane and Michael Banks, they're like on stage the entire time. It's almost like they never get a rest. They work really hard. So of course the kids in the audience are relating with them.
Yeah.
Watching that journey, watching all the fun that happens and all the magic. And then the older generation are watching the family story, and the repair of the family, and how it's completely fallen apart, and how they're just slowly, Mary Poppins is coming together to kind of bring them bring them back together. And so it's actually ridiculously moving, this show. So I did a very original reading 20 years ago.
No.
So I was doing My Fair Lady. Actually, I was playing Freddie at Theatre Royal in Drury Lane, and there was a note on the board that said, "Do you want to come and anyone want to come and do a reading of a new musical?" And no one knew what it was. And sure, I put my name down for it and came in, and they're like, "There you go. There's the script. You're going to be playing." I was playing von Hustler, the German banker, which is like one of the smaller roles. I was like, "Sure, great." We had Alex Jennings playing my role, and some phenomenal actors, and I was like, yeah, just happy to be part of it. So I read this thing and didn't have a clue what it was going to be about, in terms of how huge it was going to become. And then standing in rehearsals, hearing the music, just seeing everybody being so brilliant, and dancing their socks off and singing. We have the most incredible singers on the show as well. And I just was standing in rehearsals, like trying to not cry, like basically the entire time. It was like, it became quite embarrassing. I was like, oh, not again. But it was so moving, and moments that you don't think are going to catch you out. I mean, for me, Fly a Kite, the song Fly a Kite, I was like, oh, not this song. Oh, God, yeah, I know this song. Yeah.
Oh, see, I love that.
And honestly, in rehearsals, it completely caught me off guard, and I was like sobbing in the corner going, what's wrong with me? It's really, I think there's something about the familiarity of those old songs as well, and the message.
It really does. And what a full circle moment now to be playing George in that musical. Do you still get those kind of pinch me moments in your career? Even at your level, do you still have that kind of, God, I'm doing it. What I started off, back dreaming of, and now I'm here on stage.
Absolutely. It's you do forget that sometimes, and you do have to remind yourself, like, hang on, how would 16-year-old me feel about this? And yeah, it is amazing. I've been so lucky in my career, and luck plays a big part in this industry. Anyone who says not is lying, because there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of people, and timing, the timing of when you do certain things or go for certain auditions. It's just a lot of luck involved, and I have been really lucky. And I just think back to, 15-year-old me standing in my parents' bungalow. I was living in the upstairs room of the bungalow, loft conversion
Yeah.
basically, and the I used to have to stand in the middle of the room to practice singing because I could only stand up straight in the middle because the roof was so low because I'm 6'4", and I just remember standing and singing musical theatre songs and dreaming that one day I might be able to be on stage doing it in some capacity. Never dreamed that I'd get to do it in the West End or on Broadway. It's mad. So yeah, I do often pinch myself, and this show is no exception. It's just a brilliant role, brilliant production. Cameron Mackintosh productions always like top quality, high end. You really get your money's worth. So what's not to love?
Well, we love you and we love you
Oh,
on
thank
stage.
you.
And so I'm so excited that you are coming to Manchester and we get you for a long, long time. We might
Yeah,
actually not let you guys go. We might just say, just keep here. Come on, we're
great.
the best.
I'm all right with that. I'm fine with that.
Well, if you want to catch that magical musical and Michael in action, all you need to do is head to our website. You can book your tickets there. It's ilovemanchester.com/theatre. It's on from April the 9th to May the 17th at the Palace Theatre. Now let's take a look what else is on at theatres across Greater Manchester this week. Still playing over at Octagon in Bolton is John Steinbeck's classic of Mice and Men. It's the gripping tale of hope and friendship. You've got Lenny and George, unlikely best friends and two drifters, but they're bound together by a shared faith and ambition to live the great American dream. This is set in the Great Depression in a Californian ranch. Will their hopes of earning money to eventually buy a place of their own be fulfilled? Well, if you want to find out, go and head to Octagon. It is running there until Saturday, the 12th of April. Staying with plays, there is an absolute classic on its way to the Royal Exchange this week. It opens on Friday, the 4th of April. It's Abigail's Party, the Mike Leigh tragicomic masterpiece. It's really got a cult status over the decades, and this time it's switched up. It used to be set in Essex, and now, rightly so, it is going to be set in Manchester and starring as the social class and ambitious Beverly Moss, the hostess with the mostess, is the wonderful Kim Marsh. Yes, it's the height of the 70s and she's inviting you to her cocktail party. What could go wrong? Do you know what? If you haven't seen Abigail's Party, I do say go and see this one. I think this version is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I had the chance to catch up with Kim Marsh and Graham Hawley, who are starring in this production. It will be coming to I Love Manchester Theatre page very, very soon. So watch out for that one. It runs at the Royal Exchange until Saturday, the 17th of May. And over at home, you have got Tambo and Bones. Now, this is a production that spans 500 years of history. It laughs through our past, blows the roof off our present, and imagines an explosive future for our world and for theatre. That is some premise. Well, it opens tomorrow, the 1st of April. It's all about Tambo and Bones, who are stuck in a minstrel show. It's hard to know what's real when you're stuck in a minstrel show, and their plan is to escape, get rich, and get even. It's an exhilarating, funny, and provocative satire. And if you want to head and see it, it's running at home until Saturday, the 5th of April. And of course, if you want to book for any of those productions or find out more, then just head to our website, ilovemanchester.com/theatre. That's it for this week from me, though. I'll be back with more guests next week, more theatre news, and more of a What's On guide. So you know what to do. Spread the word, give us a follow on the page, and we'd love it if you left us a comment. Have a great week until then, and I'll see you next Monday.